Hey all, today I was thinking about explaining how I became an internet flashlight shill. Not really. This is just basically going to be a video response to a comment I had on my Olight SRA AA flashlight video. Now, I realize that most of the people that watch my videos are my invisible friends over at the Everyday Carry community. It's very rare that I get more than 50 views on the video, especially gear videos. But for whatever reason, that Olight video has, it's well over 13,500 views, which is ridiculous, okay? And yeah, Olight gave me that flashlight, and they actually gave me another flashlight, which I made a video about, and I got the flashlights in exchange for video reviews. And what's so ironic about that is that eventually the guy, just like a week or two ago, called me an internet shill and said that, you know, it's just a fake shill video or whatever. And by the very definition of a shill, it would have had to have been a secret that I got the flashlights for free, and it's not a secret. I say it at the top of every video when I get something for free, and I've only ever gotten 8 flashlights for free. And I own about 17 or 18 Olight products as of the filming of this, and I only ever got 2 for free, and it was out of the blue. Like, they contacted me, I didn't contact them. In fact, I've never contacted anybody for free gear, and I have well over 120 flashlights, and you can see my full collection over at a thread over at the Budget Light forum, and actually I just started a similar thread over at the Everyday Carry community. But regardless, you know, for me to be a shill, Olight I would have had a special relationship with them, and I simply don't. Like, I've only ever gotten 2 flashlights from them. All the other companies that I've ever gotten flashlights for, I never get flashlights again after I do the video review, so clearly I'm not in cahoots with anybody. I've been pretty vocal about the negatives of the flashlights, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what the flashlight, well, it doesn't really matter what I think of the flashlight necessarily, as long as it starts and functions as advertised. I don't think you can say anything negative about a budget flashlight, right? So, you know, just recently I got a couple flashlights from Banggood, and you know, I totally ripped on Banggood over the Cometa flashlight, right? I said don't buy from them. I basically called them scumbags, and they must not watch the video because they contacted me again out of the blue and decided to let me have a couple flashlights to review. And there was an Orchid torch that I reviewed. There was a Lumitop that I reviewed, and the 2 that I just got recently were the Thorfires. And you know, you'll notice, like, most of these flashlights that I get to review, by the time they get to somebody like me who's got a tiny minuscule channel, they've been giving out flashlights like candy over at the Budget Light forum. Okay, like, it's no secret how it gets done, and I try to be fair and honest. And while I have, on a scale of like 0 to 100, I have about a 0.0001% of fame. I'm not a famous internet personality, but on gear forums, especially the most popular, which I no longer go to, wink wink, you know, gear forum, I was like the number 3 poster at one time as far as volume. It's no secret that my Everyday Carry light is this BLF A6, produced by Manker and now sold under the Astrolux S1 brand. Literally, it's been in my pocket for 3 years, okay? And even when I test out new flashlights, this always stays. Like, I love the flashlight more than anything in the world, and I've said it everywhere all over the internet, right? BLF A6. In fact, I'm just gonna stand up, hopefully you guys can see it. These are my pants, okay? Clearly, that's the flashlight that I carry all the time. So, to call me a shill is kind of disingenuous, especially since I admit up front that I got the flashlights for free. Now, a long time ago, again, on that forum that I'm not going to name, there's a thread called, that I started. What was the title again? Let me think for a second. What's more rare, an honest reviewer or a purple unicorn? You can look it up. Google's your friend. And that's probably 4 or 5 years old at least now, right? Like, I'm well aware that the internet is filled with people that, you know, have an agenda. And I'm a fan of the Cutlery Lover. I'm sure most of you people know who he is. But for, I want to say in 2014 or 15, he reviewed about 30 flashlights, rough numbers. It's written down in that thread, actually. But you can go back and look at his channel. All the flashlight reviews are there. And I want to say like 28 of them were through nights. And he had some the year before, maybe like 8 or 9. He had some after that. So when you're reviewing like 40 flashlights from through night and you never say anything bad about them, that's more like a shill, right? When I come to you and I explain the features of a flashlight in a very long-winded video, that's not a shill as far as I'm concerned, right? And to be honest with you, it takes hours and hours and hours to just even to do a shitty video like I normally do. Hours to do a video, right? And you know, I'm not a millionaire by any stretch, but I make a pretty good living, and honestly, in 15 minutes of work, I could buy like a $50 Olight. It's not really that big of a deal, right? So the amount of time that you put in, I'm not getting anything for free, okay? If anything, Olight makes out. But whatever, it's fun to get a free flashlight once in a while. If anybody offers you a free flashlight, I highly suggest you take one. You know, we've all spent plenty of money on gear. And speaking of gear, like, you know, I'm not proud of this, but I have spent ridiculous amounts of money on gear over the years, right? I have all kinds of gear. A bicycle collection like you can't believe. You guys may have seen my bag video, right? Where I pull out, I forget what the exact number was. It's like 60 bags that I have, backpacks, messenger bags, EDC bags, okay? You know, nobody, it's like all that stuff I pay for with my own money. So, oh my God, in the entirety of my internet career, I've gotten 8 flashlights. And by the way, no repeat customers, so clearly I'm not a shill, okay? And I'm pretty honest. So, I shouldn't say I'm pretty honest. I'm 100% honest. And just because I don't nitpick a light and say like, oh, this sucks because it doesn't have deep carry pocket clip, which, you know, I prefer, that's not me being dishonest. In fact, I usually mention it anyway, but regardless, I thought it was funny, and I don't really feel the need to explain myself, even though I am making this video. But yeah, that's my whole thinking on being a shill. Like, you know, you want to talk about like real shills. Such, that Such guy, he's like had every single Maxpedition product ever from the beginning of time, and again, never has anything bad to say. That's a guy you gotta like take what he's saying with a grain of salt, right? I don't know what to say, other than honestly, it's a little insulting to be called a shill, okay? After I take time to do a video for the internet, all right? And it's usually the people who complain the most on the internet are people who have no content on YouTube and complain about other people. So yeah. That's all I got to say about that, I think. Hey, you know, if you feel like I'm a shill, thumbs down this video, you know. But, yeah. So, there you go. By the way, I've never made a cent off of YouTube as far as money, okay? So, you know, YouTube is not my business. This channel isn't how I feed my family. I don't want to be YouTube famous. My goal isn't to be nothing fancy. I don't care, okay? Most of these videos, the flashlight reviews, the knife reviews, pretty much all that stuff is geared towards, you know, a handful of people over on a gear forum or two that I may hang out on. And as far as what the rest of the internet thinks, I don't really care. Okay, the videos were made as a way of communicating to my invisible friends, you know, without having to post pictures and type out a lot of stuff. So, all right. Yeah, so thanks a lot for watching. Like, click, share, and subscribe. No, don't do that. What a waste of time. I don't care if you like it or not. I don't care if you don't like it. I really don't care. Okay. Well, it's a beautiful day. I'm gonna take my motorcycle and ride home with my gay little 70s helmet. I don't mean gay like homosexual gay. I mean, you know, listen, you know what I'm saying.